How would you like to transform your financial future, not with risky, short-term gambles, but with a proven, patient approach that leverages the very principles that govern the universe? For centuries, humanity has sought to understand the forces that shape our world, from the celestial dance of planets to the subtle pull of gravity. Isaac Newton, a titan of scientific discovery, unlocked many of these secrets, revealing a universe governed by predictable laws. But what if those same principles of long-term vision, calculated action, and an understanding of underlying forces could be applied to your cryptocurrency investments? We live in a world of instant gratification, where the allure of quick profits often overshadows the wisdom of sustained growth. The crypto market, with its notorious volatility, can feel like a chaotic storm, luring many into frantic trading, chasing pumps, and succumbing to panic sells. But amidst this perceived chaos, there's a powerful, often overlooked strategy that mirrors the very essence of Newton's insights: long-term HODLing. You've probably heard the term HODL, a delightful misspelling of hold that has become a mantra in the crypto community. It signifies holding onto your cryptocurrencies through market fluctuations, resisting the urge to sell during dips or parabolic pumps. While the term itself might seem whimsical, the underlying strategy is anything but. It's a disciplined, long-term approach rooted in conviction and an understanding of fundamental value. But how do you apply Newton's principles to HODLing? Let's delve into it. Newton's first law, the law of inertia and the power of holding. Newton's first law states that an object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion with the same speed and in the same direction unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. Think of your HODLed assets as an object at rest. Your goal is to keep them at rest, resisting the unbalanced forces of market FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, and FOMO, fear of missing out. Every time you feel that irresistible urge to sell because the market is crashing, or to buy into a coin that's already parabolic, you're being acted upon by an unbalanced force. The HODLing strategy, however, encourages inertia. It's about setting a course and sticking to it, recognizing that short-term price movements are often just noise. Just as a planet continues its orbit unless an external force alters its path, your investment journey should remain steady unless there's a fundamental change in the underlying asset's value or the broader market landscape. This requires discipline, emotional control, and a deep understanding of why you invested in the first place. Newton's second law: force, mass, and accumulation. Newton's second law states that the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net force acting upon it and inversely proportional to its mass. Or, more simply, F equals ma, force equals mass times acceleration. How does this translate to HODLing? Think of your mass as the amount of cryptocurrency you accumulate over time. The force you apply is your consistent investment, whether through regular dollar cost averaging or strategic buys during dips. The more mass, crypto, you accumulate, the more force, investment, you exert, and the greater the potential acceleration, growth, of your portfolio over the long term. This law highlights the power of consistent accumulation. Instead of trying to time the market perfectly, which is notoriously difficult even for seasoned professionals, dollar cost averaging becomes your consistent force. By investing a fixed amount at regular intervals, regardless of the price, you average out your purchase price, reducing the risk of buying at a peak. Over time, this disciplined accumulation builds your mass, your holdings, setting the stage for significant growth as the market matures and your chosen assets gain wider adoption. The acceleration here isn't just about price appreciation, but about the compounding effect of your growing principle. Newton's third law: action-reaction and market dynamics. Newton's third law is perhaps the most widely recognized. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. In the context of HODLing, this law manifests in several ways. Market volatility is action-reaction. Every significant price pump often leads to a correction, and every deep crash eventually sees a rebound. These are the market's actions and reactions. A hodler understands this cyclical nature and doesn't panic during downturns, nor do they get excessively greedy during parabolic rises. They understand that these are natural market dynamics, and reacting emotionally often leads to poor decisions. Network effects as action-reaction. When a cryptocurrency gains adoption, an action, its network grows stronger, its utility increases, and its value tends to rise, a reaction. This positive feedback loop is a powerful force for long-term growth. By hodling assets with strong fundamentals and growing networks, you are positioning yourself to benefit from these powerful action-reaction cycles. Development and innovation as action-reaction. The continuous development and innovation within a blockchain ecosystem, the action, lead to new features, increased security, and greater real-world utility, the reaction. Hodling projects with active development teams and a clear roadmap for the future means you're betting on ongoing positive reactions that will ultimately enhance the value of your holdings. The Newtonian hodler's mindset. Beyond these direct applications of Newton's laws, the Newtonian hodler adopts a specific mindset. Patience and long-term vision. Just as gravity doesn't work instantly, significant wealth creation through hodling is a process that unfolds over years, not weeks or months. It requires patience, conviction, and the ability to see beyond short-term market noise. Your focus shifts from daily price fluctuations to the fundamental growth of the underlying technology and its adoption. Fundamental analysis over speculation. A Newtonian hodler doesn't chase hype meme coins. Instead, they meticulously research projects, analyzing their technology, use cases, team, tokenomics, and community. They invest in assets they believe have a strong, long-term future, much like a scientist studies the fundamental laws of nature before formulating a theory. This isn't about guesswork, it's about informed conviction. Emotional detachment. The crypto market is a crucible of emotions. Fear, greed, and euphoria can cloud judgment and lead to impulsive decisions. A Newtonian hodler cultivates emotional detachment, viewing market movements with a calm, analytical perspective. They understand that their emotions are often the greatest threat to their investment strategy. This doesn't mean ignoring the market, but rather observing it without allowing it to dictate irrational actions. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.